Hey guys, it's Brittany. So, today's going to be a dream time video, and today I'll be sharing with you this dream I had recently. And yes, recently. This was this dream I had recently, this was about uh I gotta say last week. Yeah, last week. And okay, so when I had this dream, it was just so interesting, but it was also quite fascinating as well. Excuse me. And so I haven't had a dream like this, but it was the first, and I wouldn't doubt that it would be the last. So this dream I had was about that I went back in time in the 1990s, and so as I went back in time in the 90s, because in the 90s I would say, well, in the early 90s, because I was born in 91, so most of the early 90s I was a baby, and with the rest of the 90s I was a toddler, a little kid. But this was different because in the dream I did not dreamt of my much younger self in the 90s as a child or a toddler, no, but in this dream I went back in time, like I said, in the 90s at this age, at 32. And so I don't know how this happened because there are no answers to how this happened exactly, but not only did I went back in time in the 90s as an adult at this age of 32, but that I was filming a movie. And this movie seemed like a drama romance movie, and I don't know who else was in this movie, but if you can take a pretty good guess of who was in this movie, then you guessed correctly. And that is whose picture is on the wall. Well, my wall. And yes, JT Walsh was in this movie, and I was in it too. And so, but the thing is, I played the love interest. And so I don't know, the one thing I don't know is that I don't know what kind of character he was playing. I don't know if he was playing some, crooked, very shady character, like the characters he usually played before in some other movies, like in the 80s and 90s. But I don't know if it was that or if he was in fact playing a good guy. I don't know, but I couldn't tell. And that's the thing, yeah, I couldn't tell what kind of character he was playing. But if I had to guess, I would say it seemed like he was playing a character that was probably maybe a bad guy at first, but then it seemed like when his character met me, my character, that somehow he wanted to change. But it's like, he wanted to change and become a better person, but somehow I think he was scared because he thought, what if he can't change? And what if he ends up getting worse as, as a villain? And so I think he was starting to feel like maybe there's no hope for him to become good, and to be a good person and to be a good guy. And so I don't know, I think that's the kind of feeling I got from it. Like he wanted to change, but he was scared too, because I think he thought, what if he doesn't? What if something happens where he can't change, or what if he does, but then someone tries to pull him back and tries to uh, do all these bad things again. So I think it was something like that. So, like I said, I don't know who else was in this movie. I'm pretty sure there were other actors in this movie, but I don't know who um who else at the moment. All I know is that he was there and I was too. And so, and in this dream is now this gets a little funny, and you'll see why, because and it seemed like when this movie had came out, it seemed like it was maybe either somewhere in the mid 90s, maybe like, I don't know, maybe 94, 95, around there. That's what it at least seemed like. And so I remember okay, so like I said, so in this dream, like I said, he and I were in this drama romance movie, and he was playing a character where he was doing some very bad things, some shady things, but it seemed like he wanted to change, but he was afraid to, or he, I think he was afraid of, he didn't know how to, so, and so what happened was he and I were alone in this hotel room. Although I don't know what hotel it was, but this is from what I remember of what the hotel room looked like. Is that okay? So the walls were okay. The walls were red, not like a dark red, but almost like a soft red, and the curtains. Now, yeah, I can't speak. I'm trying to find my words. So the curtains were red, but had like these floral designs on it. But of course, the curtains were closed, so that's what I remember. And so, like I said, so in this dream of this hotel room, that he and I were sitting on the bed talking. Now, I don't know what conversation we were having, but I think it was somewhat of a serious conversation, but not in a way where, nothing in a way where I said something to make him upset, or he said something and I'm like, wait, why would you say that? Nothing like that. But it was a serious conversation in a way where I was trying to convince him, like, look, you can change if you want to, and if you don't want to do this anymore of what someone has you doing, then you could just, you know, cut away from them and just, you know what I mean? So it's more like that, more like I was trying to convince him that he could just break away and just not have to deal with what was going on. And so there was something that he said, but when he said it, he didn't say it to make it sound in any way insensitive, but he was saying it in a way more like, how can he do this? Like, how can this happen, and how can this really change if he tries to break away? So I think it was more like that, but he just said it out of like concern, but also kind of feeling like that maybe there's no hope for him. But it was more like that. And so, like I said, I forgot what it was that he said. But it was something. But when he said it, I remember I just looked at him. I looked at him like, kind of sad, like, no, come on. Like, don't think that. Like, things, can get better. And it will get better if you break away. But of course, I didn't say that, but I just looked at him like, no, don't think that. It was more like that. And more like, also like, things will get better. So it was more like that. But then, after what he said, there was this little silence after that. But then, I don't know how this happened, but oh man, I have to I don't know which one. I might have to look this up later. But so what happened was somehow the the bedroom, no, okay, so the door to the hotel room was wide open. So I think it had been open for quite some time. I just didn't know how long it was open. And so, like I said, he and I were sitting in silence for a little bit after he said that. And we were just pretty much staring at each other for a bit. But then I think, I don't know if it was a crocodile or an alligator, but it was one of those. I think it could have been an alligator. Somehow, because of the door being wide open, this alligator somehow made its way into the hotel, and it went upstairs and saw that the door was open, and it was right there. So it was like this. So the door's open, and like I said, the bed's right here, but then it's just like this, right in front of the doorway with the door open. And so when that happened, it made that I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a snarl kind of hiss kind of sound that it makes, if you know what I mean. So it made that sound, and also we both turned our heads at the same time looking at it, but I got so scared, I screamed, and I got up, and I'm standing, and I'm just standing like, I don't know what to do. So it does it again, and I'm screaming again, and I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Do I run to the bathroom and hide? Or do I not run because it's gonna chase me and it's just gonna probably grab a hold of me by the ankle with its mouth and probably just yank me down. So I don't know what to do, because I thought if I ran, it could probably get a hold of me easily, and I would probably be hurt, and I probably would have a bite on my leg and be bleeding. So I didn't know what to do, because I did not want things to come near me to attack me. So because I just stood there, because I was standing right next to the bed, and I'm like frozen because I don't know what to do. So as it's crawling kind of fast under the bed, then JT gets up from the bed. And so what he did was, before it could go further, like way underneath the bed, he grabs a hold of it by the tail in one hand, and then with the other hand he grabs a hold of it, but right here, right at the neck. So as he's holding it, all of a sudden he holds it like he's really strong, and it was like, wow, he was able to pick that up. But as he's holding it, one by the tail, one by the neck, and he throws it. That's the funny part, is that he just throws it out in the hallway. And so when he just threw the alligator like that, like it was nothing. And so when I saw him do this, I was still standing near the bed. So when I saw this, my mouth dropped and my eyes got wide. I'm like, oh my gosh, he just did that? And so when that happened, when he just threw it out like that, the thing is, I loved how he did that, because it was just he was so fearless, so bold, and so brave, to do that. And he was not scared to do that at all. So I was, even though I was quite surprised to have seen that, but at the same time I was so impressed as well. And so after he threw it like that, then you hear the thud sound when the alligator lands on the floor in the hall, and then it starts crawling away, because I think at that point the alligator got scared of him, and so it starts, instead of coming back to the room, this time the alligator is just crawling away slowly, down the hotel hallway. And so as it's walking away, I remember I'm looking at him like that, like still in shock, and I didn't know what to say. But so when that happened, then yeah, JT, he walks away from the door, making sure that the alligator walks away. So he walks away from the door, and then he comes up to me, and he gets real up close, like right in front of me, and then he tells me, "Don't worry, I won't let anything hurt you." So, oh gosh, so when he said that, I just was like, oh, I was, and so that just, you know what I mean? It's like what I felt at that time. I was just like, oh my gosh, and I just felt it even more. And so I felt like I was just like melting inside, but also on the outside too. And I remember, because then at that point the door was still open, so the I don't think he even closed the door, but yeah, the door is still open, but that's okay. But I remember just when I felt with what I was feeling at the moment when that happened, and with what he said, um that he won't let anything hurt me, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it's just like that feeling, of like falling in love. So I just felt that, but I think I felt that before that happened, but somehow I felt that even more even after that. And so so I remember after that we were just staring at each other, and I remember I um like slid my hands up, both of them right onto his chest, so I felt just how strong he felt, but also soft as well. But and yeah, I could tell something was going to happen. It seemed like we were really close, so it seemed like we were about to kiss, but that didn't happen. And it seemed like something else was about to happen too, but that didn't happen either. But this is how the dream ended. The dream ended where he has his arms around me, like right here, around the waist, and I pretty much have my hands and arms like right up here, up to like on his chest, and my hands were right here like on his neck. So it seemed like I said, it seemed like there was gonna be this moment where we were going to kiss, because it didn't look like that. But that did not happen. It just ended right there where we were just staring at each other, and I was just lost in his eyes. And honestly, that's also to how I feel as well, in real life. Like, yeah. But anyway, so like I said, that's how the dream ended, and I wish it could have shown just maybe a little bit more, but it didn't. But that's how the dream ended. But um I am glad though. I'm glad that I had this good dream of JT and all that. So I just want to say, if I have any other interesting dreams of him, then of course I will share it if you want to hear those other dreams as well. Um, but yeah, this was Like I said, this was so interesting. Just it was funny, but it was fascinating as well. And it was just like, even at the end of it, it was just like, oh, oh wow, huh? Oh, so anyway, but yes, like I said, that's pretty much how I do feel as well. Where it's like when you have a crush on someone, it's like you can't help but to feel if they make you feel like you're melting on the inside and the outside at the same time, and that you get lost in their eyes, you know. And okay, I know I'm being a little bit more open here, but I'm being honest. And the thing is, it's good to be honest about things about anything, even to how you feel. So that's all I'm doing, is just being honest. So yeah, and of course, there's nothing wrong, to feel that, especially when someone makes you feel that way. Um, even if it's someone that you admire, you look up to, and if they just so happen to make you feel that way, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I would say, I think in fact it's a good thing to feel that way, because even when you do meet someone um, that you like, and then when you get, like, let's say if you were in a relationship with someone that does make you feel that way as well, then that's even more of a really great thing, because it's a wonderful feeling to feel that way. So yeah, like I said, I'm glad that I had this good dream about him, and I hope to have more good dreams of JT. I really do. And yeah, and I think I will. No doubt about it. So anyway, like I said, that's pretty much how the dream ended, right there. And yes, I wish something a little bit more could have happened, but that's just how it ended. But like I said, other than that, I still like the dream. Like I said, I still really like it and just enjoy it, and I still think about it at times. So yes, this was quite bit quite recently. But yes, I hope to have more good dreams of other things too, even like of TV shows, movies, and maybe even meeting other celebrities as well, even with those of fellow YouTubers and friends. Because yeah, I dream about you guys too. There's times where I dream about where I meet you in person and we're just having a good time, and even doing a collab in person. So, and I believe one day that will happen. I would love that. I really would. And I'm sorry if this video is going for a little bit long here, but I just wanted to share the details of the dream and to share with, you know, to how I feel. Um, and of course with what I just mentioned just now about how I would love to meet you guys in person and even to collab in person, because that would be great. That would be amazing. So anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this dream time video. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. Oh gosh, I gotta stop before I end up making myself blush. But then again, I think that's already too late for that. So anyway, so yeah, let me know what you think about this dream. And so yeah, if you like the 90s movies or love the 90s movies of the 90s, which I know I do, so if you do, give this video a like, and for more movie content, reactions, dreams, and the paranormal, subscribe, and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I upload. That's all for today, and squeaky door. Very squeaky. My door is squeaky too. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. So that's all for today, and I'll see you at the movies.